My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Good morning and welcome. Happy Tuesday. It is another South Lake County morning. Man, it was brisk today. Walked out. My wife actually thought there was frost on the car. I had to say, honey, it didn't actually get down to freezing. Frost on the car. Probably just moisture condensation. Sure enough. But she was sweet enough to go out and start the car for me, so it was warm. What I couldn't understand was she put on a coat and a sweater and a scarf and then walked out in her bare feet. What is that? Is that a Southern? She calls herself born again Southern woman, barefoot. She likes not wearing shoes. I don't get it. Her toes are cold, and she goes and walks on the concrete with no slippers or shoes or socks or anything on. So this is one of the beauties of marriage. One of the things I really, really appreciate about being married to the same person for 33, almost 34 years, is all these years I still haven't figured it out. Every time I think I have a woman figured out, she goes and does something that I go, what? I'm lost. I'm lost, man. The longer it goes, the more lost I get. All right, anyways, what are we going to talk about today? I'll stop cracking on my wife. Today we're going to talk about Giving Day. Yes, it is Giving Tuesday. We're going to talk about that. There's a new book about Claremont. We're going to talk about the Claremont book. I have a little clip. We are going to continue our Cup of Joe holiday hectic theme for this week. And finally, we're going to be joined by Scott M. Carroll and his beautiful wife, Victoria. She's going to be off camera. And they are from 4 Elements Landscapes and Design. They're an amazing landscape company that is local. And you know how much I love local small business people. But they do something really cool. This time of year, they actually handle Christmas decorating. Everything from putting the lights up on the roof line to total design of Winter Wonderland in your front yard if you want it. I'm really excited to have him come on and talk to us about landscape and some tips on Christmas decorating. So we're going to hear from him. We are going to hear from our sponsors. It's a great day to be here with Joe Knows South Lake. Don't go away. We'll hear from the sponsors and be back in a minute. See you then.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the Mortgage Firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
West now pre-leasing 28,900 square feet of commercial, professional office space in Claremont. Conveniently located on Highway 50, less than 2 miles from the Turnpike. A first of its kind in the Southeast, this pristine building creates the perfect blend of nature and modern design. If you seek a high-level image that matches your business, reserve your space today. 50 West, unique, quality, Class A. For more information on leasing, contact Ashley Punn at 407-403-4165. Karen Arlano at 407-948-0767. Or visit lease@50west.com.
Burgerum, located in the Epic Theater Shopping Plaza on Highway 27, is the premier destination for gourmet burgers. Using only the freshest ingredients, Burgerum offers a variety of burgers, salads, wings, and a whole lot more. Beef, chicken, lamb, fish, and even veggie. Burgerum has something for everyone, no matter your dietary preference. Burgerum, millions of possibilities, endless combinations.
Welcome back. Hey, good to hear from our sponsors. You know, I love that Burgerum ad, and I know Jay and I had talked about getting out there, and turns out our business manager is not available for the next couple of weeks. Miss Doris has got to be there when we go for that visit. That'll be our business Christmas lunch. How about that, Jay? You like that idea? So when Miss Doris gets back, the three of us are going to make it a point to schedule out lunch, and we're going to go to Burgerum. And you don't have to wait for Christmas. You should get down to Burgerum. You're out shopping, doing what you need to do. Go patronize our sponsors. They're small business people. They're great people to be with, and we're really looking forward to bringing them a lot of business through their sponsorship here. So, Giving Day, Giving Tuesday. I love this day. You know, it's really funny that as I was checking the national days, the other day that I think kind of goes along with this Giving Day, it's also Roof Over Your Head Day. Now, here's the thing. You just spent the whole weekend probably trying to find some deals and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and get out there, and maybe you didn't go fight with the crowds, which, again, I think was ridiculous. Maybe you were smart enough to go a little later in the afternoon when things calmed down. The point is, you either just finished buying for a bunch of people or buying for yourselves. Yeah, I know. Some of you go out there and use this holiday Black Friday deal thing to buy stuff you want, not stuff for other people. I call foul. I think that's not playing the game fair. What about you, Jay?
Oh, I'm undecided, Joe. I'm undecided.
I think that's a foul in the Christmas game.
Yes.
Always had the rule with the family, if you're going out for Black Friday, you are not buying for you. You're buying. As a matter of fact, in my family, we always had a rule, you weren't allowed to buy anything for yourself from the 15th of November through Christmas. Because you might buy the thing somebody else needs. It's hard enough to buy for people, right? But if they're buying something that you just bought for them, that's just not fair. So, of course, we had a big family. So anyways, Giving Day. The cool thing about Giving Day is this day is dedicated to those less fortunate than yourself. Look, you just probably spent a bunch of money. Don't forget, there are people in your community that don't have what you have. You know, they might have a place to stay. You know, there are people in your community that are homeless. I was just talking to somebody this morning about it. You know, so you can be grateful for the roof over your head. And don't forget those people and those organizations who help the people in your community who are less fortunate than you. That's how you honor Giving Day. All right, Claremont book. There's a new book about Claremont, and we actually had the author and with us. There was an event last night, and I have to my shame, I'm hanging my head in shame. I didn't put it on my calendar. I forgot all about it, but thankfully Jay caught it. So we have a little clip for you.
Hi, my name is Doris Bloodsworth, and I want to welcome all of you here tonight. We are thrilled with the turnout. We really appreciate it. Hi, I'm Doris Bloodsworth, and we're here today at Cooper Memorial Library. And this evening we had a book launch, our big reveal of the book Claremont, From Gem of the Hills to Choice of Champions. It just came out today.
I'm Anthony Sabatini, State Representative. I represent Claremont and most of Lake County in the Florida House of Representatives, and I'm a huge history buff. In fact, I was a history major at University of Florida before going to law school, so I love Lake County history. I've lived here my whole life, and I was really excited when I found out there was an event to essentially update, republish, and expand on a classic in Lake County history. Claremont, Gem of the Hills, which has now been titled Gem of the Hills to Choice of Champions. And it's an amazing history that was accompanied by a period silent film about Claremont in the 1920s, and I'm just really excited to read it, and the author was here, and just anything I can do to support.
We all took different chapters, and we worked on it, and today the book finally came in.
Happy it's been released because it required 4 years of everybody's time to do this. I really think that Doris did an excellent job, and Lisa should be really praised because she typed the original book over so we could do it again.
The turnout for tonight was amazing. We were not expecting the turnout. We had to set up twice as many chairs as we anticipated, and sales were really good tonight also. I saw the film that was done in the 1920s. So while it was interesting, it only took a decade. And the book starts with the Ice Age and goes up to 2019. It has things that just happened a few weeks ago, actually, in the book.
This evening it was so gratifying to see how many people turned out, people that love history, that love Claremont, love books, and really appreciate what the library is here in the community.
So I'm a big fan of history. This kind of thing fascinates me. I'm really sorry I missed this event. Lesson, put it on my calendar. We really want to thank Doris Bloodsworth for this. And they showed this little video about, a silent film about Claremont. And I believe it was in the 20s. It's silent, like I said, it's a silent film. It only covers one decade. This book actually covers the formation of the hills from the Ice Age, all the way the history of Claremont, all the way up until about a couple of weeks ago. So this is really something, if you're into your area, you really should get this book. We have the website. If you want to purchase this book, please, you can go here to the, what's that website, Jay? It's
ClaremontBook.com.
ClaremontBook.com. And maybe we can put the link for that in the comments section after the show.
It's already there.
Oh, it's already there? Great. So just click the link and you can buy this book. Really worthwhile to know your area and to really get an idea of the heritage and the history that you're already a part of. All right. Cup of Joe Christmas Hectic. 21 days, 13 hours, and 48 minutes, and 16, 15, 14. Yes, it can make it seem. These are your shopping calendar, all right? It can be very hectic. And things like this sometimes don't help. I use stuff like this to give me an idea of what can be. So how do you avoid Christmas hectic? Well, two things today. Number one, use the calendar to set some planning time. The gifts you should be focusing on right now are the must-haves. Your children, your spouse, maybe your mom and dad. I don't know. If you have to buy for people this week into maybe Wednesday of next week, this is the time to buy for the must-haves. Don't forget your alarm reminding you every day to think about stocking stuffers. That way, when it comes closer to the end, you won't be worried about those people. At the end, you'll just be filling in the not must-haves. The other thing you can do is understand to avoid Christmas hectic, no is a complete sentence. Your friends will understand if you miss your regular weekly breakfast thing or your regular weekly afternoon beer session every Tuesday. Your friends will have to understand. The other thing is, many of your friends will understand that you might have 3, 4, 5 parties that you're invited to. You may not be able to go to all of them. Maybe you send a card. Maybe you have 3 on one night, but you explain to people, hey, I'd love to come by, but I can only stay for a few minutes. I'll come and give you a hug. So that's how to avoid Christmas hectic. Be honest and be willing to say no. All right. Finally, hectic. Good. We're up to Scott Carroll. I'm really looking forward to this because, frankly, decorating the house was always something I loved once it was done, but I hated the hassle of actually setting it up and doing it. Well, if I was honest, it used to be fun when my boys lived at home and they did some of the work. It was kind of a fun thing we did together. I don't think they saw it that way, but I saw it that way. But today it's me. It's not fun. I would love to get the decorating up, but I just don't like doing the job. Scott Carroll is going to talk about all things landscape design, landscape care, and Christmas decorating your house and your yard for Christmas. So let's get this done. When we come back, I'll have Scott with us, and I'm really looking forward to this. Stay tuned. Don't miss it. See you in a minute.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Claremont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Are you tired of having drugs or alcohol ruin your life? Do you need to get off pain pills, but still maintain pain relief? My office in Tavares has programs to help you. While not covered by insurance, program fees are affordable. My name is Alan Zupkin. I'm board certified and have helped thousands of patients achieve these goals. Please call me for further information.
50 West, pre-leasing now in Claremont. A first-of-its-kind commercial development in the Southeast. Contact us today to reserve your spot in this historic development. 50 West, unique, quality, Class A. For more information on leasing, contact Ashley Punn at 407-403-4165. Karen Arlano at 407-948-0767. Or visit lease@50west.com.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. Welcome back. Look, I am so excited to have Scott with me today. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on the show. I really, really appreciate you. The truth is, Scott is part of that club of guests that I am increasingly not really meeting until we come to the show day. And this is because some people, have started to do what I asked you to do. They introduced me to others. So Scott and I were hooked up by my friend Aaron. I really want to say thank you. His wife Victoria is with us off camera today, so I want to acknowledge her. Scott is the owner and co-owner and co-founder of 4 Elements Landscape and Design. He has a background in construction for many years, which he and his wife used to help the community. Spent some time through his church helping build homes for the less fortunate. We were talking about Giving Tuesday, right? They also have helped with several of the programs, volunteering through their church. He is the husband of Victoria, and I just found out earlier he and Victoria are the proud parents of 6 fur babies. You can really tell their spirit because they find the animals and they bring them home. Victoria was just telling me this cool story about how you brought home that kitty. You saw a kitten somewhere, and frankly, always does my heart good when I walk in to get somebody and I caught them praying. So that tells me an awful lot about you guys right from the get-go, and how you think about your business and how you're concerned for your customers. I really, really appreciate it. It's kind of one of those insights I love to see in people that you just can't plan for. So let's get started. Let me ask, man, how did you get started in the landscape business? I mean, it's not for everybody. It's hard work.
Yeah, it's hot work. I moved down here in 1991. I worked as a cook for 2.5 years. I was always interested in these guys running around with lawnmowers and landscape equipment. Single guys my age doing the deal. So I decided to buy a company and start my own business. And that's what I did. It was very successful in Pinellas County, though.
How old were you then?
23.
Man, that says a lot about your courage right there. Start a business when you're 23 years old. So you went in Pinellas County and you did really well. And so how did you get over here in the South Lake?
I married my wife here.
Good. There are worse reasons to get here. So is that when you moved your business?
We sold the business in Tampa and started a new business here.
Okay, great. Was that 4 Elements?
No, it was Thunder Bay Landscaping.
Okay, so how old is 4 Elements?
6 years.
6 years. So you've been at this for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've been at it for a long time.
You've been at it for a long time. Let me ask you this. Let's start with the design aspect. Okay. When somebody starts thinking about design, what's the first thing they should really consider?
I try to educate them on the plant material they're either picking or I'm picking. And there's a reason for that. Plant material develops fast, and it's not going to turn into that sweet little bush if it's not dwarf. So then I get the call for the bushes being out of control, and I have to educate them again on proper pruning.
So it sounds like when you go into design, one of your key phrases is education.
Yeah.
One of the important things is what kind of stuff do you guys do? I mean, I was talking to Victoria earlier, and she said, that's one of the misnomers. People think you just like kind of trim bushes and cut lawns, but there's a lot of stuff you do, isn't there?
Yeah.
Give us just kind of a list and an idea of some of the stuff that you do.
Along with landscape and design, we also do irrigation. We do pavers. Our biggest asset is landscape lighting. We do water diversion, grading, hauling, debris removal.
Wow, you do it all. I actually think we have some pictures from you. Look over your shoulder there. We have some pictures from your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. That's the lighting we did.
That's some lighting. And Jay, can you go back to some of that other stuff? I thought there was some cool stuff there too. I love this. You did all of this, I'm sure.
Yes.
Is this typical for you?
Yeah, in some accounts, in some occasions, for the proper application.
There's some of them fur babies, I'm sure. Give us an idea. Hold on that picture for a second, Jay. Give us an idea of, you talked about what it turns into. So give us an idea there. We're looking, I think, at literally 4 different types of plants. Give us an idea of why those selections are important. Can you go from the front row to the back there?
Yeah. The front row is lime coleus. The back row is blood red coleus. The blood red get about as tall as the juniper behind them. Now the lime yellow will stay a little lower. It's a different variety of plant. So you got that step.
What's the purpose of creating levels like that?
So when you look at it, you're looking at it in phases. You're looking at the whole picture, not just a row of plants.
So it creates some depth?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like that. Now, I see this in a lot of places. Why the curve? Is that like determined by the yard, or is that determined by the design aspect?
It's determined by the design aspect, because certain plants are going certain places and you want to bring plants out further. But you also want to design the bed accordingly. You don't want really no straight lines.
And why is that?
Because when you do straight lines, you focus on the squareness in the block. But when you put a little radius in it and you see the whole picture, you don't notice the straight lines like against the pavers or against the sidewalk.
So it sounds like that's more natural.
Yes.
It's more of actually a landscape.
Yes.
Great. Let me ask you, we had some common questions here. You had talked about how you get a lot of questions. People tend to think when they're watering plants. We talked about watering, and I thought that was actually fascinating. You talked about the difference between what your plant needs and what restrictions are. So talk to us a little bit about watering plants.
That's the most important thing about plant care. You have to water new installations every day. You have to water big trees more every day. And people think it's going to rain, I don't have to water. That's incorrect. You need to run your irrigation every day.
So you had said that the biggest mistake people make is following the water restrictions.
With new landscapes.
Right. So water restrictions aren't designed for a brand new landscape.
No. There's a little leeway there. With the county, they let you, or with the city, they let you have like 45 days of constant watering, which is enough to get the plant or tree established.
Is that generally what you recommend?
Yeah, and then I cut it down to 4, and then 3.
So you're not going to be in violation of the city,
No.
you know, because they give you a little bit of leeway when you got something new. What about, we talked about weed mat, and I thought this was actually kind of a fascinating subject because, you know, I tend to think of weed mat, man, I'm sick of those weeds. I'm going to put weed mat down and I'm done. That's it. Forget it.
Yeah.
And then I still end up, you know, and then I cover it with stone and I want to spray it with Roundup, but I still get weeds. What's the deal with that? How come?
What happens is weed seeds travel in the air when you're cutting your grass when it's windy. They land in the ground cover, whether it's mulch, rock, pine bark, and if there's a little moisture from it raining in that ground cover, it's going to create a weed. Weeds grow in mulch all the time. Weeds grow in rock all the time. Weeds are maintenance.
So weed sounds like weeds are coming from the top down, not necessarily from the bottom up.
Yes. You do get from the bottom up.
Now, you talked about maintenance, and I heard you say earlier that pulling your weeds is probably the worst thing you can do. Why?
Yeah, it's too labor intensive and time consuming. People expect it too.
They expect to pull weeds. So how do you handle weeds?
In the right application, I charge them for it.
Well, I mean, do you pull the weeds, or do you? Is there another way for people to handle weeds?
No,
than
I'm
pulling?
a licensed pesticide applier. I'm allowed to apply herbicide, insecticide, and fungicide to any bed area. I can't do turf. So I use a herbicide, a blanket of herbicide, and on top of that, a blanket of pre-emergent. Pre-emergent kills the weed seeds.
Oh, and that doesn't hurt my plants.
No,
Okay.
none of the chemicals will hurt your plants. They're all safe for plants.
You see, and that's, I think, tends to be the thing that keeps people from using it is they think if they spray the weed, they're going to kill the plant.
Well, the problem is they spray the weed and they spray the plant.
Yeah.
So you have to be close to the ground and selective where you're spraying.
So it sounds like the best advice is use a qualified professional to take care of your weeds.
Yes.
It's worth the time.
Yeah.
It's worth the money to save the time and the hassle. Because I know I see guys at Lowe's and they're like buying the strongest stuff. I actually heard a guy the other day, they were buying something and it said, you know, the guy's reading the instructions, he's supposed to water it down 4-1. And the guy literally said to his wife, no, I'll just use this straight. And I'm thinking, wow, man. You know,
and then you get all that chemical runoff.
Right.
You know, people applying too much.
Yep.
Because they think more is better.
Not to mention what he's doing to himself.
Yeah.
You know, this has been great. I'm really loving this, but I want to get into Christmas. We're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, Scott is going to tell us about designing some of the Christmas decorations and some of the stuff he does, and maybe some safety tips for putting up lights if you decide to do it yourself. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Talk about Christmas decorating your yard. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
Hello, my name is Michael Singh with Singh Insurance and Financial Services. Our goal is to build trust based on a clear understanding of how your insurance policy protects you, your family, and even your business. When was the last time you took a good hard look at your insurance coverage? Would you be open to the possibility of reviewing your policy with me? One review of your policy can save you valuable time and money. Call me today to set up a review of what may be available to you.
Burgerum, located in the Epic Theater shopping plaza on Highway 27, is the premier destination for gourmet burgers. Using only the freshest ingredients, Burgerum offers a variety of burgers, salads, wings, and a whole lot more. Beef, chicken, lamb, fish, and even veggie. Burgerum has something for everyone, no matter your dietary preference. Burgerum, millions of possibilities, endless combinations.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. And welcome back. I'm so excited to have Scott with me. We just talked really cool conversation about design and care of our landscapes in general. But the reason I brought Scott in was because I heard that he does Christmas decorating for yards.
Yes.
That's the thing everybody loves to see, but nobody loves to do. And I want to we have some examples here. Jay's going to bring up some pictures. I think we have this one up here. You did this whole job, didn't you?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So this is one. Let's see another one. Oops. That's all right. There we go. This is another one you did. See, these are kind of cool because did you design all of these or? So you
Well,
did.
customers sometimes prefer certain things.
Right. I love this one. I mean, this is actually amazing to me. And so here, let's start with, you're thinking about doing some Christmas decorating, okay? What would you give people a tip for if they want to do their other than calling you? What would you give as probably the most basic tip that they need to know about if they're going to start into a project like this?
Where their electric is, and is it working?
Where the electric is and is it working? Now, why is that important?
Because you have to light it up.
Because you have to light it up. I had a year once where I love that advice because I had a year once where I did this with my boys and we ended up with this like foot long, plugged one into the other, and then we we actually plugged it into the electric socket, and like half of them lit up, and I had to learn that they're not designed to have 10 of them in one string. 2 or 3 is cool, but you had to have different stuff, right?
The beauty of that is now they have LED.
Right.
They draw very little.
Yeah.
You can put up to 30 strands.
Right. Well, theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically. Does somebody need a lot of like electric cords? I mean, because typically people don't have 5 outlets, right? I mean, so do you use a lot of extension cords, or what are you using for that?
To answer your question, a lot of people are putting electrical receptacles in their soffit now.
Oh, no kidding.
Which is very convenient for us.
I guess that's
Do I
a
run
Christmas
cords?
puppy.
Yes. I try to disguise them as much as possible. But sometimes it's not always that way. But yes, we use extension cords, none for inside. Do not use inside extension cords outside.
Oh, right. Yeah. I know that I've accumulated over the years. So I like the green ones because I can hide them along the lawn or whatever. And of course, mine is basic. I've never done anything like this as much as I'd love to. All right. Well, let's get to that. So we got the electric set up. Obviously one of the things that makes a house pop is the roof line. How do you accomplish it? I would imagine, is that primarily what you do? I mean, is that what you get the most called for?
Yes. A lot of people don't like to go on the roof.
Okay. So is that done from the roof hanging over? Do you put up ladders? How is that accomplished? What's the safest way to get that done?
It depends on the roof. There'll be ladders or be on the roof.
And how do you attach them? Do you use clips? Do you use the nails and things?
Clips.
You use clips?
Yeah.
Clips are pretty common today.
Yes.
Now, I've been guilty of this. Leave the clips up for next year. But those clips, plastic is not designed for that, right?
Yes.
Do you ever see
real
that?
Brittle in the sun.
you see you get the clips. You got to replace them anyways, right? I mean, might as well pull them down at the end of the year. So we've done the roof line. Coming down, you said a lot of people prefer to do the bushes themselves, but you've done some jobs here. Jay, would you scroll through those pictures for me once again? There was a shot there. Maybe it's going back. There was a shot there where you had wrapped some trees and one more. I think it was one more. There we go. No, the next one. Thank you. If you look at this picture, you've not only done the roof line, but you looks like you've done some, something along the driveway. You've got the windows done. Looks like you've got bushes and trees wrapped there. how do you design that? When you're thinking of designing that, how does that, do you just look at what they have for decorations? Do you sit down and say, hey, what do you want? And then you say, okay, we're going to need this many lights. I want to do this, so this is what it's going to take. Do we go buy them? Or do you utilize what they have?
It all depends on the design and application. A lot of times people have their own lights and want to utilize them, but they're not always appropriate for the design. So a lot of times I supply the lights, or I educate them what to buy, and they supply the lights.
Now, do you buy them? Do you rent them for them? This is actually a really cool shot. I love this one too. You know, is that all lights on the right side of that picture, or is that a fountain of something? That's all lights.
It's all lights.
You know, I love that. And again, you've wrapped a tree, you know, and you know, that's the kind of thing that really makes a house Christmassy.
Yeah.
You know,
especially in Florida. You know,
yeah, yeah. So we have to rely on lights.
Yeah, I've noticed people do a lot more Christmas lights here than up north.
Yeah. Have you noticed that people are using the icicle lights more?
There's a new icicle light that looks like it's melting.
Yeah.
People are using them more.
I've tried to use those icicle chase lights. I hate them.
Yeah.
Because I can never actually get them to chase the way they're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Does that require a special setup or?
No, the lights they buy aren't actually designed for that, or they inappropriately install it.
The inappropriate. See, that's always my key. I think I'm always just messing up the installation.
Yeah.
You know. So let's say I come to you and I say, "Hey, Scott, you know, I don't have the time. I don't feel like doing it. I'm going to have you do it. Where do we start?" Okay, I've got nothing. I just moved into a new house. I want to, because it's a brand new house, I want to make it as Christmassy as I want to make it pop. What do we talk about? Start that conversation with me.
Well, we have an interview. We go on an estimate, and we talk to the client, see what they want to do. And not always is it the best application, what they want to do. So I design a little bit, give them some ideas, give them some options, tell them what it's going to look like, tell them what it's going to look bad, tell them what's going to look good. You know, we use lawn art, ornaments, we use everything. We decorate. That's what our job is to do. So we educate you and decorate your home, and we use your lights or our lights, but we try to educate you on what is the best application.
So are you when you're doing this, are you trying to get people, are you doing something that fits with their personality, with the neighborhood's personality, a little bit of both? I mean, you know, my wife is a snowman. We're snowman Santa people. So if I say, you know, I'm a snowman Santa person, can you give me a Santa's workshop? I mean, is that something that where you might say, you know, that's not really appropriate, or?
No, not really. I mean, people go to that extreme.
Give me an example of what, if somebody says, well, I want to do X, Y, Z, you might have to say, that's not really appropriate for your house. I mean, are you talking about covering all the trees? Or
Yeah.
Give me an example of what you might have to say, well, I appreciate that, but that's not really going to do the job you think it is.
I run into a lot of people wanting to wrap trees on me so far. You wrap trees up to the crown. You know, they look the best. You keep them tight, and people give you enough lights to wrap halfway up to, and that's all they want.
Yeah. They want a lit stump.
Yeah, and then they don't like the way it looks.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see that. They got everything else is gorgeous, and the trees come up 4 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't illuminate the canopy.
That's
It doesn't do any of that.
At night, it looks like it's been cut off.
Yeah,
you know?
basically.
You drive by during the day. Where'd that tree come from? Right?
Yeah.
My favorite is driving by the house, and they have all these blow ups, but they're trying to save on electricity. Look, I mean, right? Realistically, I learned a long time ago, if I'm going to light my yard for Christmas, electric ain't getting saved, right?
Yeah.
I love it when they shut off the blow ups during the day,
And they melt.
And I'm like, well, you know, and now it rains. You know?
Yeah.
Leave it blown up. You know.
Yep.
Rain is actually a good subject. I'll probably wrap up with this question is, you know, so many people, I think, plug in and then they don't consider the fact that when they're hooking up, you know, it might rain. Do you do something special to protect the outlets? Or, I mean, I know I used to wrap with electrical tape, but what do you...
The connections are
Yeah,
sealed.
the connections when
They're
you're
sealed.
plugging in, and
You got to seal your connections.
Mhm.
Because moisture will get in there. The best thing to do that is plug them together tightly
Mhm.
and use some black electrical tape.
So it is. I
to seal
discovered
over
it
the
all by
open
myself.
sockets. Yeah.
All right. Well, I like that idea. Maybe I'm not all that dumb.
It takes a little time,
Yeah.
and it is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it works.
Do you find that's the biggest mistake people make? Is they don't take the time to do the job right? I see sometimes yards that I think that guy just got sick of it. You know, they put up the blow ups, and
Done.
he's got 5 bushes across the yard. And he only did the one on the left side of the door. He was just him and his wife got in an argument.
Yeah.
I lived in a neighborhood once, and the husband and wife for like 4 hours in their front yard got into this knockdown, drag out fight about putting up the lights. And unfortunately they ended up divorced because like halfway through Christmas, I came out there when I came home from work one afternoon, and it's not Christmas yet. It's like a week before. She's yanking down all the lights. Packed the kids and the stuff. It was sad, but it's funny. She packed the kids and the stuff, and she was gone. Not the way to celebrate Christmas.
No.
And if you had just hired somebody like you to put up the lights, all the arguing would have been
Yep,
done,
all the arguing
right?
wouldn't have been an issue.
Let's be honest. They probably had other problems too. But, Scott, this has been great. I want to thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
on. You know, it's so important for people to understand that the best way to decorate your yard, if you don't have the time, is have a professional do it.
Yeah.
Look, do me a favor. This is your camera right here.
Okay.
Okay. Look into the camera. I think we have something here about what you do. Is this his contact information, Jay? Yep. Tell people how to get in touch with you. Okay.
You can get in touch with us, of course, by our phone number, 352-250-8678. We also have a Facebook page, Landscape, 4 Elements Landscape and Design. And we're also listed on Angie's List. You can look us up there. We run specials often on Angie's List. We have a special going on right now for Christmas lights. So look into our Angie's List page. Look at our Facebook page.
What is that special?
It's $160 for 200 linear feet.
Wow. Great deal. Great
Most
deal.
people want the roof lines.
Great place to start. You know, don't take the chance. Don't take a header. You know, get out there, call Scott to do the day. Look, even if you're a do-it-yourself guy, have Scott. He's the professional. Do the stuff that is dangerous. That's what you pay him for. He'd love to come out and take care of your house, and and you come and take them down. I'm sure
Yes.
too when the season's
Yeah.
over.
Although I do find customers taking their own down.
Yeah, well.
They just rip them off.
Yeah.
And,
And then they wonder why it's a problem next year, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I just want to really say thanks to Scott. This is an important subject this time of year. So many people miss it. Don't let your house, don't be that Grinch during the year. Get your house done. You now have a professional who can do it for a great price. Look, I just want to say thanks to Victoria. She's been sweet and off camera over here. Very encouraging. I know she's been praying for us the whole time. So she's nodding her head yes on us. I just want to say thank you. I love all of you. I want to ask you if you know a guest that should be on Joe Knows South Lake. Please let me know. The information is up there. You know how to reach me by this point. Call, text, email, private message, give a knock on my door. No, I'm not telling you where I live. But if you see me out, just pull me aside and ask me. I'd love to get people on here. My biggest struggle right now is getting enough guests. I'm booking into January. Please let me know. We have plenty of place, and I want to give every single person in South Lake County the opportunity to be on Joe Knows South Lake. Everybody's got a story, so let me know. Also, if you're branding your business, you should be sponsoring a show here. You should be advertising on South Lake TV. Don't miss it. Best way, most affordable way to brand your business to the local people directly on. So we just did our numbers today. What were we at? 20,000 views? We're more than 20,000 views. I had 4,000 views on this show alone. So brand your business on South Lake TV. And finally, I want to remind you that there is greatness inside you. And as Scott and Victoria are using their greatness to bring out the greatness in others, I want to encourage you. I want to dare you. Use your greatness to bring out the greatness in others today. You won't be sorry. I will see you tomorrow, and I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors: